Hello everyone and welcome to my General Hospital Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sonny Corinthos need a pacemaker, Jen Sidwell spied on Natalia Ramirez, and Cyrus Renaud broke his restraining order, according to the General Hospital recap for Friday, February 7th. Carly Spencer told Lucas Jones at the hospital that she thought Nina Reeves needed assistance, ending the relationship between Willow Corinthos and Drew Quartermain. Lucas tried his hardest to talk Carly out of it. Willow gave Elizabeth Baldwin a warm greeting because it was her first day back at work. Liz was aware that Portia Robinson was merely adhering to protocol when she apologized for the suspension. Lucas made amends with Willow for his previous judgmental behavior, as Portia and Elizabeth talked about the inquiry into the deaths linked to Digitalis. Cyrus showed up wanting to visit patients after Liz called Nurse Gail at Turning Woods to thank her for the recent assistance. After Gail requested that Cyrus talk with the administrator Ferner, he acknowledged that Cyrus had been banned as a result of the complaint made by Mayor Laura Collins. Ferner was aware that Jitch had prohibited Cyrus from visiting patients, and Cyrus had overstated his authority over Lulu Spencer's care. Cyrus claimed to have overheard Gail talking to Elizabeth on the phone, and asked whether she was the cause of the trouble after demanding to know who was circulating false information about him. Laura was impressed by Lulu's new strategy at Bobby's, which included researching equestrian-related institutions in Europe and following well-known equestrians on social media. Lulu thought that by using these views, she would be able to learn more about Charlotte Cassadine's location. Later, while Lulu was by herself, Cyrus arrived and made an effort to be friendly. Lulu threatened to contact the police and reminded Cyrus of the restraining order. Despite Cyrus's offense and hint about what he had done for Lulu, she took out her phone and dialed the cops. However, by the time Lulu looked up again, Cyrus had already taken off. Liz alerted Lucas to the possibility that Cyrus would feel cornered after learning that Jocelyn Jacks had told Cyrus that he was being investigated back at GH. Cyrus appeared close by and remembered the dried flower he had been moving in his Bible. Cyrus was clearly prepared to attack Liz as he scowled at her. Nina told Maxie Jones at Crimson about her intention to enlist Carly in Drew and Willow's breakup scheme. Because of her worries, Maxie ended up telling Nina that Drew was going to purchase a large home. Nina requested Maxie's assistance to delay Drew since she was concerned that he would move Willow and the children in. Maxie pondered whether Nina's problems with Drew stemmed from Willow or her past desire for Drew. Maxie stood up for Willow after Nina made it apparent that she was past her relationship with Drew, arguing that people in love like Nina with Sonny do crazy things. Nina expressed regret for the way things had gone with Sonny at the time that Carly arrived. Because Carly had to shield Willow from Drew, Nina also appealed to her as a mother. Carly was worried about the reaction in the event that their plan to separate Drew and Willow was uncovered. However, Nina noted that Drew might be relocating Willow and the children to his new residence. Nina asked if Carly agreed with her to safeguard Wiley and Amelia Corinthos after she mentioned they may get access to the house Drew was purchasing. Once she was back with Maxie, she talked to Willow at the hospital, and they decided to have their boys play in Maxie's backyard until they were exhausted. Willow advised her to consider moving soon and buying a new home with a yard. Sidwell met with Drew at Café Sherry and questioned whether Sonny was responsible for the Esplanade's delay. Before Sidwell proposed relocating the Esplanade to Pier 55, which was Sonny's territory because his warehouse is located there, Drew rejected the idea. If it would assist forward the improvements, Sidwell was even prepared to invest his own funds. When Laura appeared and revealed to Drew that Sidwell was the person who had kidnapped Lucky Spencer, Sidwell subtly threatened to sue for defamation. After learning of Sidwell's proposal to relocate the Esplanade to Pier 55, Laura voiced her concerns about his intentions. Jordan Ashford requested that Anna Devane connect her to a micro-recording device in her office. Jordan may then become close to Sidwell and persuade him to reveal information that could be used against him. Lulu later appeared and shared her disturbing experience with Cyrus with Anna. Sonny received assistance from Natalia in the Los Angeles cardiologist's office, where he was informed that a pacemaker would be required in the upcoming 3 months. Sonny was more concerned with defending his apartment from the enigmatic foe. After listening close by, Sidwell's goon finally called his employer to provide some updates. When Sidwell discovered that Natalia had accompanied him to Sunny's cardiologist in Los Angeles, he was shocked since he was actually having her watched. Stay tuned for more predictions on all the drama that is about to explode, as General Hospital spoilers indicate that Sidwell's relationship with Natalia will soon be discovered. The list of potential killers for Cyrus is growing at General Hospital, along with that Jen's shocker. This week, General Hospital experienced a number of highs and lows, with the most notable low being the unexpected recast. At least we were spared seeing Drew and Willow in bed together, despite the fact that they are also among the show's low points. In addition, Carly's defeat of Drew and Nina's suggestion that they work together were both fantastic moments. While Jen's plot took a totally unexpected turn, Cyrus seems to be nearing the end of its development. Swing New Jack. Even though we are only in the second month, let's start with the letdown of the week, or even the year. I'm talking about Chris L. McKenna as Jack Brennan in place of Charles Measure. Measure regrettably made the decision to go, but that doesn't make it any less painful. Measure is a fantastic actor who gave the role a lot of sexuality and sass, and he got along well with Laura Wright. Measure will be missed, but it will take time to see how successfully McKenna takes over the role. Jack speaks with ABC Disney GH's Carly. Surprise! It's Gio. When Lois told Martin that Gio was the son of Brooklyn and Dante, and that she had arranged for a close cousin to adopt him, I doubt anyone was surprised. You succeeded this time, Lois. I recognize that her primary loyalty was to keep Dante, Sunny, and Olivia in the dark in order to protect Brooklyn. What will actually harm them, though, is keeping their child and grandchild close to everyone else without their knowledge. Twice she had betrayed them all. BLQ and Gio discussed Jeet. So Cyrus was the one all along? It seems that we have finally returned to the murder of Potok and Austin at his cabin. It appears that Cyrus was the one who killed Austin, which marked the start of his murderous rampage. This adds to the complexity of tying together Austin, the Turning Woods patients, and General Hospital. I'm taking a risk by claiming that Cyrus is merely a sociopath, and that they have no connection. This tale must make sense to the majority of soap opera viewers, but will it? The week ended with a suggestion that, in some way, Cyrus is once again obsessed with Lulu. He overreacted, saying things like, "I've done more for her than anyone else has ever done," unless he was talking about trying to cut her off? Or murdering Sam because she wanted to be with Dante. Lulu Jitch is scared of Cyrus. Let's see, Liz, Lucky, Lucas, Joss, Anna, Chase, Dante, and now Rocco and Danny are among those who believe Cyrus is the murderer of Digitalis. The sequences when Rocco told Danny about Cyrus, Alexis worried that Jason wanted justice for Sam, and Christina pointed out that different individuals have different definitions of vengeance were all heavily foreshadowed. I imagine Danny pursuing Cyrus, and Jason intervening to prevent his son from killing the guy responsible for his mother's death. This would completely reaffirm Sam's concerns that Danny would emulate Jason. Danny and Jason are missing Sam GH. One secret revealed. Many more to come. It was epic when Carly publicly confronted Drew about having an affair with Michael's wife at his house, while Michael was recuperating from burns. The cast, including Tracy's laughter and those who gasped in response, gave an absolutely amazing performance throughout the entire scenario. It was fascinating to see how the others responded when they saw how filthy Drew had truly gotten. Naturally, Drew went to tell the same group that Jason had knocked Sasha up, even though he hadn't. However, everyone accepts this as fact, and Sasha's refusal to refute it isn't helping the situation. As I mentioned in my column last week, it is absurd to allow this lie to go on as it still labels Sasha's child as a quartermain and Jason's employment with Sunny still targets her and her child. Sasha is enraged. Willow just left the gatehouse after being found bumping uglies with Drew, but she stayed longer than I had anticipated. First in the children's room, then on the bed she and Michael shared? Willow, are you ashamed? I hope Nina has made it clear that they are not allowed to have sexual sleepovers at her flat. Drew and Willow discuss G. The collaboration between Carly and Nina to defeat Drew is exactly what I've been waiting for. As long as Carly doesn't learn that Nina had an affair with Drew, all should be fine. If given the opportunity, Carly would not think twice about using that information to ruin Nina, Drew, and Willow's lives. However, as she noted in Friday's episode, upsetting them may result in her losing access to her grandkids. Lastly, I did not witness Nina expressing regret to Carly and claiming that she realized she had done the same thing to her after witnessing Drew sabotage Michael and Willow's marriage. Whoa, I'm really like Nina's kind of growth. We are aware that she will undoubtedly try something to cause trouble. She always does. GH has additional information from Nina. Plot twist. The fact that Jens can move around freely after everything he's done has drawn more attention from viewers, including myself, than his desires in Port Charles. He clearly attempted to remove Sunny, and by the end of the week, it looks he's attempting to make Sunny's pier available for Drew's stalling on the Esplanade. That seems like a lot of work to do just to make Port Charles a gorgeous upscale retail area. On the phone, Jens GH. We might have received a hint of Jen's true motivations for Port Charles in the last few hours of the week. Natalia went to LA with Sunny for his visit with his physician, and they discovered that he required a pacemaker. They probably shouldn't have talked about it in public in the waiting area, because Sunny wanted to keep this a secret. But that's soap operas for you. The crucial detail was that the stooge was following Natalia rather than Sunny, even though Jen's stooge overheard and informed his boss. Jens appears to be at least one of the nefarious persons Natalia once alluded to Sunny about in her past. I'm now left to question if he is the father of one of Natalia's kids. Perhaps the child isn't even aware? This would be a great drama if Blaze and Christina were still in the program. My father attempted to murder your father. Final thoughts on the plot point. Oh, it appears that Anna is once again breaking rules by consenting to collaborate with civilian Jordan in order to overthrow Jens. This comes after Dante, Jason, and Joss were lectured about how their renegade behavior could hinder the PCPD's efforts to find the person who bombed Sunny's penthouse and the Digitalis killer. I loathed Rick for turning up and ruining Liz and Lucky's little romantic dance this week, which I truly appreciated. Similarly, I didn't fear seeing scenes involving Lucky's sister Lulu for once. She had a pleasant, polite, and heartfelt conversation with Dante about Sam and simply listening to him. Naturally, they won't find it simple to get back to each other with the Geo bomb looming. Lulu hears Dante G. Though it appeared obvious that the man who requested a high-stakes poker game that Selena was referring to was probably Sidwell, I was relieved to see Cody finally come to his senses and refuse to become involved with Ms. Wu and her gambling games once more. Why do I fear Lucky may become entangled in Ms. Wu's web? Cody needs assistance, GH. It was entertaining to see Sasha berating Cody for informing half the town that Jason was the father of her child, and him expressing regret about it. Once more, Cody and Molly were thrown into a scene together by chance, which seemed to confirm that they might be on the verge of dating. If this occurs, I feel like Alexis will not be pleased with Molly's decisions for once. What makes Jason Morgan a poor father? According to General Hospital spoilers, he is frequently hailed as one of the greatest heroes in the made-up community of Port Charles. Furthermore, he has consistently been Sunny's reliable right-hand man. Spoilers for General Hospital. What makes Jason Morgan such a poor father? With a man like Jason Morgan by your side, it's obvious that you can't go wrong, right? Except for his own family, that might be true for everyone. This is due to the fact that some people have noted that Jason isn't the greatest parent in the world, and there are a number of valid reasons for this. In the most recent General Hospital episode, Alexis Davis had to inform Danny that Cyrus Renault had killed his mother, Sam McCall. You would assume Jason would have a job, but he was too busy traveling to Germany to see Michael Corinthos. Does he no longer even have the time to discuss such significant issues with his son? What are his priorities? Furthermore, it appears that he would rather raise Michael's child with Sasha than look after his own family. Many fans of General Hospital no longer find this to be very logical. Spoilers for General Hospital. What will happen to Jason? It's still unclear what will happen next at this point. However, it doesn't appear that Jason will alter his behavior anytime soon. He seems more concerned with helping people around him than with helping those who are in actual need of his assistance. I'm hoping that he will see the need for change before it's too late. After all, with his mother deceased, Danny does need his father more than anybody else at the moment. Needless to say, viewers of General Hospital will need to watch every single day to see what happens next. The ABC network broadcasts General Hospital during the week. Look up the timings in your local listings. Please share your opinions in the comments section below to let us know what you think in the interim. Fires aimed at Sunny and Jason won't end well. Has Drew signed his own death warrant? According to General Hospital spoilers, Drew Quartermaine might have gone too far in the Tuesday, February 4th episode. He did, after all, approach Anna Devane with official congressman business, saying the PCPD should concentrate on taking down the local mob. He unofficially declared war on Jason Morgan and Sonny Corinthos after specifically naming both of them. Drew might not have a good outcome. Drew Quartermaine continues to amass enemies. Except for Willow Tate Corinthos, Scout Quartermaine, and possibly Maxie Jones, the majority of the community now despises Drew. It's difficult not to believe that Drew won't have a whodunit plotline in the near future because he has so many adversaries. Since a path to redemption plotline is probably out of the question, the character has been penned in a corner, and it appears that the only option is to leave. Not in the evil way that they ought to, even fans despise Drew. Since this character may only be able to escape death or prison, the GH writing team may be considering a more imaginative approach to write Drew's departure than the conventional murder mystery. Is Drew's own death warrant signed? The congressman's arrogance could backfire as Drew took the initiative to inform the town's police commissioner that stopping Jason and Sonny's organized crime network is a key priority. Since becoming an elected official, Drew has been on a power trip that is similar to one that happened in 2024. In the end, FBI agent John Jagger Cates, like Drew, made a lot of enemies on his way back to Port Charles and regretted it when Sonny shot him in the face at the Quartermaine mansion, a crime for which the mob boss received no punishment. Could the congressman end up like John Cates if Jason and Sonny discover what Drew told Anna? This is completely plausible given how close Jason and Anna are. Sonny's pacemaker, Sidwell spies on Natalia, and Cyrus violates restraining order. In the latest shocking developments, tensions rise as Sonny Corinthos faces a major health scare. Sidwell takes espionage to a whole new level by spying on Natalia, and Cyrus Renault once again proves he is a menace by violating his restraining order. These intertwined storylines bring heightened drama, unexpected twists, and emotional turmoil that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Sonny's pacemaker. A health crisis looms. Sonny Corinthos, the powerful mob boss known for his unshakable demeanor, is forced to confront his mortality when he suffers a severe health crisis. His long history of mental health struggles, combined with the physical toll of years of stress and conflict, finally catches up with him. After experiencing sudden chest pain and dizziness, Sonny collapses, sending his loved ones into a panic. Rushed to General Hospital, Sonny undergoes extensive testing, and doctors determine that he requires a pacemaker to regulate his heart condition. While the procedure is routine, the implications are anything but. Sonny, a man who prides himself on control, now faces a reality where he must depend on a device to keep his heart functioning. The vulnerability shakes him to his core, and for the first time in a long while, he grapples with feelings of helplessness. His fiancée Nina Reeves is devastated by the news, while Carly Spencer, despite their complicated history, remains by his side, offering support. Meanwhile, Jason Morgan and Dex Heller double down on security measures, fearing that Sonny's enemies might exploit this moment of weakness. With the looming threat of rival organizations, Sonny's hospitalization puts the entire Corinthos empire at risk. Sidwell spies on Natalia. The shadowy intrigue deepens. As if Sonny's health scare wasn't enough, another storyline takes a sinister turn when Martin Sidwell, a known corporate manipulator, is caught spying on Natalia Ramirez. Natalia, a fiercely independent woman, has been entangled in a web of secrets, and Sidwell's surveillance only adds to the mystery. It all begins when Natalia starts receiving cryptic messages, warning her about someone watching her every move. Initially dismissing them as paranoia, she soon realizes that someone truly is following her. The tension escalates when she discovers a hidden camera in her apartment, placed strategically to monitor her activities. Sidwell's motivations remain unclear, but his interest in Natalia suggests that she possesses something valuable, perhaps information that could bring down a powerful entity. His connections to various underground dealings indicate that this is not a mere case of obsession but something far more dangerous. Natalia, determined to take matters into her own hands, confronts Sidwell, only to be met with a chilling response. "You have no idea what you've gotten yourself into?" As Natalia seeks allies, she turns to none other than Valentine Cassadine, a man who knows all too well the dangers of espionage. With his resources, they begin unraveling Sidwell's true intentions, only to uncover a much larger conspiracy, one that could endanger countless lives. Cyrus violates restraining order, a reckless move with dire consequences. Cyrus Renaud, the notorious crime lord, is up to his old tricks again, proving that prison walls and court orders mean little to him. Despite being served with a restraining order, he flagrantly disregards the legal boundaries, determined to get close to Laura Collins, his long-suffering half-sister, and others who want nothing to do with him. His obsession with re-establishing control over his fractured family pushes him to drastic measures. Laura, already struggling to maintain her safety and peace of mind, finds herself constantly looking over her shoulder. Whether it's chilling phone calls, unexpected appearances, or cryptic messages left at her office, Cyrus's tactics grow increasingly unnerving. Dante Falconeri and Jordan Ashford work tirelessly to enforce the restraining order, but Cyrus always seems one step ahead. His influence within the prison system allows him to pull strings from behind bars, making it nearly impossible to keep him contained. His latest move, personally showing up at Laura's home despite legal orders, sends shockwaves through Port Charles. This blatant act of defiance forces Laura and her allies to consider taking drastic action. With his audacity reaching dangerous levels, it's only a matter of time before someone decides to stop him permanently. The burning question remains: will the law catch up with him before someone takes justice into their own hands? The fallout. What comes next? These three gripping storylines set the stage for high-stakes drama in Port Charles. Sonny's health crisis leaves his empire vulnerable, creating opportunities for both allies and enemies to make bold moves. Natalia's dangerous entanglement with Sidwell could lead to shocking revelations that shake the foundation of those in power. Meanwhile, Cyrus's reckless defiance makes it clear that he will stop at nothing to get what he wants, even if it means crossing the point of no return. With lives hanging in the balance and secrets threatening to be exposed, Port Charles is a ticking time bomb. Will Sonny recover and regain his strength in time to defend his legacy? Can Natalia outmaneuver Sidwell before it's too late? And will Cyrus finally face the consequences of his actions, or will he slip through the cracks once again? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. This is just the beginning of an explosive chapter in Port Charles history. Why is Jason Morgan such a bad father? Jason Morgan, a central figure on General Hospital, is one of the most iconic characters in soap opera history. Portrayed by Steve Burton, Jason has built a reputation as a mob enforcer, loyal friend, and devoted protector. However, when it comes to fatherhood, his record is far more complicated. Despite his deep love for his children, many fans and characters within the show have questioned whether Jason is truly a good father. Here we delve into the reasons why Jason Morgan is often perceived as a bad father. 1. His dangerous lifestyle. Perhaps the most glaring reason Jason is seen as a poor father is his criminal lifestyle. As Sonny Corinthos' right-hand man, Jason has spent decades immersed in organized crime. His job has placed him in countless life-threatening situations, making him a target for enemies who wouldn't hesitate to harm his loved ones. Jason's unwavering loyalty to the mob has repeatedly put his children in danger. For example, his son Jake Weber was kidnapped multiple times because of Jason's ties to organized crime. Despite these threats, Jason has rarely considered leaving the mob to ensure a safer life for his children. This raises the question: can a man who continuously chooses danger over stability truly be a good father? 2. His willingness to walk away. Another key reason Jason is criticized as a father is his tendency to remove himself from his children's lives. When Jason discovered that he was the father of Jake Weber, he initially chose to keep the truth hidden, believing that Lucky Spencer, Elizabeth Weber's then-husband, would provide a more stable life. While this decision may have come from a place of love, it also meant that Jason willingly abandoned his son, leaving him to grow up without a biological father. Similarly, Jason's other son, Danny Morgan, spent much of his early life without his father actively involved. Jason was presumed dead for several years, and while that wasn't his fault, his choices before and after his return often reflected a pattern of distancing himself from his children. 3. Prioritizing Sonny Corinthos over his children. Throughout General Hospital, Jason's relationship with mob boss Sonny Corinthos has been one of unwavering loyalty. He has repeatedly chosen Sonny's safety, business, and well-being over his own family. Whether it's running the business, handling dangerous missions, or cleaning up Sunny's messes, Jason always seems to prioritize his best friend over his children. There have been numerous instances where Jason had the opportunity to step away from the criminal world to be with his kids, but he consistently chose Sunny instead. Even when Sam McCall, the mother of his son Danny, asked him to put their child first, Jason struggled to break free from his old ways. 4. Lack of emotional presence. Jason's personality, shaped by his traumatic brain injury after an accident in his youth, has made him emotionally distant. While he is capable of love and loyalty, his stoic nature often prevents him from expressing emotions the way a nurturing father should. His relationships with Jake and Danny have suffered due to his difficulty in communicating affection and support. Unlike other fathers in General Hospital who actively participate in their children's lives, like Michael Corinthos with Wiley or Dante Falconeri with Rocco, Jason remains distant. His approach to parenting often lacks the warmth and everyday presence that children need. 5. Absence during critical moments. One of the most frustrating aspects of Jason's parenting is his absence during pivotal moments in his children's lives. He missed large portions of Jake and Danny's upbringing, whether due to being presumed dead, being on the run, or prioritizing his criminal duties. Even when alive and well, he often kept his distance, believing it was the right thing to do. Jake Weber, for instance, was presumed dead for years after a tragic accident, only to be revealed alive and held captive by Helena Cassadine. When Jake returned, he struggled with trauma, and while Jason was present in some capacity, he wasn't the constant father figure the boy needed. Instead, Elizabeth and Franco Baldwin ended up playing a more active role in raising Jake. Similarly, Danny Morgan, who was diagnosed with a life-threatening illness as a baby, faced his health struggles mostly with his mother, Sam. While Jason has had moments of being there for Danny, his inconsistency makes him an unreliable father figure. 6. Failure to change. One of the biggest marks against Jason as a father is his refusal to change. While he has had ample opportunities to leave the mob and focus on his children, he has repeatedly chosen not to. Unlike characters such as Julian Jerome or even Sonny Corinthos, who have at times attempted to leave the criminal world behind, Jason has shown little genuine effort to build a new life for the sake of his kids. His belief that distancing himself from his children is a form of protection has been a long-running justification. However, many fans argue that true protection would mean stepping away from the mob entirely, rather than maintaining a life of crime and merely keeping his distance. Conclusion: a flawed but loving father. Despite his shortcomings, there is no doubt that Jason Morgan loves his children deeply. His willingness to sacrifice his own happiness for their safety shows his devotion, even if it is misguided. However, love alone does not make a good father. Being a father requires active presence, emotional support, and the ability to prioritize one's children above all else, something Jason has consistently failed to do. Jason's life choices, his continued loyalty to the mob, and his emotional distance have contributed to the perception that he is a bad father. While fans of General Hospital may argue about whether he is ultimately redeemable, one thing is clear: Jason Morgan's parenting leaves much to be desired. Jason Morgan, a central character in the long-running soap opera General Hospital, has been a fan favorite for decades. Known for his brooding demeanor, complex moral code, and unwavering loyalty to those he loves, Jason has been portrayed as a hero, a protector, and a man of few words but decisive action. However, when it comes to his role as a father, Jason's character has often been criticized for falling short. Despite his many admirable qualities, his parenting, or lack thereof, has been a recurring point of contention among fans and critics alike. To understand why Jason Morgan is perceived as a bad father, it is essential to examine his character's history, his priorities, and the circumstances that have shaped his approach to fatherhood. The complexity of Jason Morgan's character. Jason Morgan's journey on General Hospital is one of transformation and trauma. Originally introduced as Jason Quartermaine, he was the son of Alan and Monica Quartermaine, part of one of Port Charles's most prominent families. However, after a life-altering car accident, Jason suffered a brain injury that erased much of his memory and personality. He emerged as a new person, shedding his privileged upbringing and adopting a grittier, more independent identity. This transformation led him into the orbit of Sonny Corinthos, a mob boss who became his closest friend and mentor. Jason's loyalty to Sunny and his involvement in the criminal underworld became defining aspects of his character. Jason's moral code is complex. He is not a traditional villain. Rather, he operates within a gray area, often justifying his actions as necessary to protect those he loves. While he is capable of great violence, he is also deeply protective of the innocent and vulnerable. This duality makes him a compelling character, but it also complicates his role as a father. His commitment to Sunny and the mob often takes precedence over his personal life, including his relationships with his children. Jason's relationships and fatherhood. Jason Morgan has fathered 2 children, Michael Corinthos and Jake Spencer. His relationships with these children have been fraught with challenges, largely due to his lifestyle and priorities. To understand why Jason is perceived as a bad father, it is necessary to examine his interactions with each of his sons. Michael Corinthos. Michael Corinthos is the son of Carly Corinthos and AJ Quartermain, but Jason has played a significant role in his life. When Michael was a child, Carly and Jason formed a close bond, and Jason became a father figure to Michael. However, Jason's involvement in the mob created a dangerous environment for Michael, who was kidnapped and exposed to violence at a young age. Jason's inability to shield Michael from the consequences of his lifestyle is one of the primary reasons he is criticized as a bad father. Jason's loyalty to Sunny often put Michael at risk. For example, when Michael was kidnapped by a rival mobster, Jason's actions to rescue him were heroic. But the fact that Michael was in danger in the first place highlights the inherent risks of Jason's choices. Additionally, Jason's focus on his work often left little time for Michael, leading to a strained relationship as Michael grew older. While Jason clearly cares for Michael, his inability to prioritize his son's safety and emotional well-being over his obligations to Sunny and the mob has been a recurring issue.